All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Matt Hill. I'm with Night Energy Services, and this is the new podcast we've been working on, the Talking Energy Show. We're actually being sponsored, if you will, by Trace Management, and we're in their studio. They've given us space to set up. Hope everybody likes the look out of it. I've got a friend of mine, a special guest here. Please introduce yourself. This is Merica Oil, Franz Ronnie.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming in today, buddy.
absolutely, Matt. No, I'm Franz Ronnie, Merica Oil Company, veteran owned and operating out in Fort Worth, Texas.
When you say veteran owned, that's because you're a veteran.
That is. I am a disabled veteran from the United States Marine Corps. Absolutely, yeah. That's why I say it.
I like your story, and I wanted to have you in here. Actually, we had him on. We had him in here, and I just really, once again, I set up this studio, and I'm learning how to do this. So I had some technical difficulties, and we decided to scrap that one and have you back in when I had a little bit better equipment and setup. And I think it's looking good. We had Corey Nunez in here with Tag Drilling Motors, and now you're our second. Jeremiah calls you victims.
Victims.
But
I guess you're not a victim if you're willing, right?
yeah, but again, Ken Lavin and myself, we were doing the Fossil Fuel Fridays, and then slowly but surely we're meeting new and interesting people, and most importantly, I think we're doing these podcasts and the episodes on Fossil Fuel Fridays because I love meeting people, and I love my regular job at Night Energy Services and dealing with the equipment services. But as you come across people, you're like, man, your story's so intriguing to me, and I want to see you succeed. So if there's anything I can do to highlight you and your company and your mission, that's important these days. Is to our networking becomes you're part of the family.
Oh, I appreciate that, Matt. Thank you.
This is a tough industry, and if we can work together, something really neat usually comes out of it. What you're doing is fascinating to me. You've started a new company, Merica Oil. You and I connected on LinkedIn like a lot of people these days, and immediately kind of felt that we should probably meet and start talking, seeing if I can do anything to help you promote Merica Oil on your travels and raising capital. So what are you doing right now? You made a trip through Oklahoma. Where'd you go to?
Yeah, I went to Kansas. I went to go look at the Mid-Continent Revenue Fund 1 where we launched back in February. 3 different counties, 15 well package. That's why I went up there to check on some wells. We're going to be doing some workovers along with new drills.
Yeah, and you're looking for investors right now.
Of course, yeah.
So I've got money in my pocket. Why am I coming to you, buddy?
Well, you're coming to me for multiple reasons. One would be the transparency of things. There's nothing hidden. Second would be that I'm trying to make the culture of money's being made off the oil like it used to be. Nothing so much on the front end. It's all on the back end. I make money when you make money. It's not like I make my money first, and if you make money, great job. If not, it's so sad. Use it as a tax write-off.
Yeah.
Mine is made off your success, basically our success of operations in the field, of the oil field.
Nice. And how did you get started? Okay, so you're a veteran. Like when was that? You got out of high school, went to college,
No, I kind of did reverse. Signed up during high school.
Yeah.
In the pre-entry program. Went in literally 2.5 weeks after high school.
To the Marines.
To the Marines. Went into boot camp. During boot camp, I was like, oh my God, what did I sign up for?
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of that going on. At that age, that's something, quite different.
It is.
Home life.
I've been around military all my life.
Yeah.
My uncle from Minnesota, he was a Marine. My grandfather was Army and Navy. And I was surrounded by Marines because I was in Young Marines, the Devil Pups program, ROTC, all these other programs in high school and during my childhood, all the way from 10 years old. So I was like, I got this.
You were gung-ho.
I was gung-ho. I was over there, camouflage, hiking through the mountains at 13 years old by myself.
You're going to be
pretending I was Rambo,
You're going to be Rambo.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I went. And I signed up. I was like, ooh, what did I sign up for? There's no freedom in this. And, but yeah, went through it. It was a 3rd Battalion Marines in the infantry, and got out in 09.
09.
09. And
where'd you go from there?
from there, oof, man, I had quite an adventure. Got out, went into...
You were in the military for what, 4 years?
-2.
Okay.
Yeah, I got out for separation due to disabilities and stuff.
You got injured while in the military?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Well, thank you for your service, buddy.
Appreciate it. So from there, went into college.
Yeah.
After a year of trying to find myself, of course, like most vets do when they get out.
Well, I mean, just maybe people of that age in general. Sure, it's a natural stage.
It's a natural stage. I was going through some stuff of my own issues from the military. Lost a good friend of mine. He was from 2-5. And from there, I was really finding myself. And it was quite a journey for 7 years, basically, when I got in the Marine Corps. Joined the Cordon Bleu. It's a culinary school because I actually wanted to do the fire department. And we all know that rookies need a cook. And I was like, you know what's better? Military's going to pay for the college.
Right.
I'm going to learn how to cook some amazing food. And firefighters are going to love me.
Right. So you're going to military to firefighter and also chef.
Absolutely. The key was just to get my associates and learn how to cook for the fire department. But I decided, while I get my degree, let's go have some fun. So I did that.
Looky here. We got our Ken Lavins finally coming in here. He is on a work call. That's okay.
Hey, did you miss me?
I did.
Don't be like. Don't.
We went ahead and got started, buddy.
Are you started?
Oh yeah. So wave at everybody.
Oh, hey guys.
This is Ken Lavin, everybody.
Good to see y'all. I was glad to come in. Hey, thank you for the work out there, customers and everybody. Appreciate everybody. And but yes, glad to be back with everybody on the show.
So you've met Franz with me a couple times now, and he was just telling us how he went through the military, and now he's already in the Cordon Bleu, of all places.
Ooh, well, first let me say thank you for your service. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
It's huge. So tell us about Cordon Bleu. I am all ears.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. So it's a French culinary school. Went there in 2010 and basically just learned a bunch of French cuisine, all the cuisines around the world, touched base, and from there worked at Trump National Golf Club.
Oh, wow. Where is that at?
It's over in Rancho Palos Verdes in California, in the peninsula.
I want to play there, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing food. They had a seafood tower. Absolutely astonishing.
Man, I don't think I've ever had a seafood tower.
They had like a tartare I would make.
And you knew how to make all that?
I do.
Wow.
I do. And no, I had a chef there. I was going there during school, and he just loved vets, and he took me under his wing, and it was just an amazing experience. Did about 3 years there.
Well, I think a lot of that discipline probably works well into kitchen staffs and cooking for people and the order of things. So I get it.
It did.
He probably really appreciated hardworking vets.
He did. I was there early. Last one left according to my shift. Sometimes I would have to leave early due to the hours, but I would always stay. And just stage at that moment. Staging is a voluntary work.
Right.
It's free.
Nice.
Put in your fruits and labors,
And you're doing all that while also being a firefighter?
Negative. This was before the fire department. I was still in school.
Gotcha.
I was still in school.
What are you going to school for?
That's what I was about to ask.
Culinary.
Culinary. Oh, okay. So it's associates in culinary.
Yeah, it's a
Look
private.
at me listening.
He's not listening, guys.
Dadgummit.
It's a private culinary school, the Cordon Bleu. It's a French cuisine school.
Yes,
Okay.
which is amazing school.
Yeah, and did that.
You're busy.
I was busy dealing with that. Had my daughter.
Oh, you had your daughter while you were in school and
No,
working?
I had my daughter in the military.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't leave any gaps, I guess, as they can say. I just pushed.
You're ready. You're ready for life right out.
Just go through it. Just go.
I want everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So I did that and graduated. From there, I was volunteering as a patrol at the Pasadena Police for a little bit. I was a little conflicted where I was going to go, either fire or police. But my main thing was fire.
Yeah.
But I was also like, I do like police, And after working there, I was like, man,
We all
these
did.
guys.
Thank you,
thank
blue. Thank you, guys.
Back the blue.
Absolutely, the thin blue. And I did that for a little bit, but I ended up actually going fire. And went wild into firefighting with the U.S. Forest Service. Did 2 seasons with them, 1 season with the Seas over in San Diego. That was the first one. Then jumped into the Forest Service. And did several fires. It was an amazing experience. Had my GoPro and just went out. I was in impeccable shape.
Right.
I just
I
want
think
you
that's the one thing I miss because I was just astonishing about how I got my shape back from the military. So
I want your footage. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I want your GoPro footage. That's
Okay.
got to be amazing.
yeah, there's a nice footage of a fire I was on, and we're on chainsaws and we're trying to cut through, and I got hit by some thorny bushes, and I was mad, and I was like at the chainsaw. Like,
That's freaking cool.
yeah.
And I love y'all's trucks that you got to play with. That's
the green
no
ones?
fair. Oh my god, yeah. So it was up in. Now again, it was in Wyoming. But when we were in Wyoming, they had some of the forestry divisions come in. I guess they had some fires up that way, and they had brought some people from out of state. Y'all have some amazing equipment to play with. These
Oh,
were the
dude.
biggest trucks I've ever seen in my life. Off-road, four-wheel drive, just massive.
No, they're nice.
I was so jealous.
You know what's
So-
really even better is when you get the helicopter involved.
Oh, now he's just bragging.
I know.
I can't.
With the helicopter involved, the trucks, the hand crews,
What?
the bulldozers.
You're gonna make me nerd out over here. I love equipment stuff, so I'm just saying that's just
But you told me you were injured.
I got injured both. So first Marines and then fire. I was going to get to that. So
You're clumsy. You should definitely be the president of an oil company.
absolutely, a suit is
Hands
what I
off.
need
Not
to
out
do.
there. Not out there working on the rig. But
yeah. We'll let someone else do that.
I think I deserve to put the suit on after all these years.
Yeah. Well, you look good in the suit. I'm glad you're wearing the suit now,
know.
and I appreciate you protecting us in the military and through the Forest Service. But
Appreciate that.
now you're protecting America. Well, let's
I guess
call
you
it.
can say investments, right?
You're protecting people's investments.
Ooh,
In
Right?
the energy sector.
Yes, which is near and dear to all of our hearts. We appreciate everybody in oil and gas, and any possible way to show people how when you invest in these endeavors, they're going to get not only a return for their investment, but also you're investing right here in America. And Merica Oil Company, I've read through your stuff. You told me about it. Your core values, what are they?
Oh, we have honor, commitment, discipline, transparency, goals oriented, and courage.
That's the core values we're appreciative of right there.
Yeah, and some of them I took from the Marine Corps because that's what I align with. Mm-hmm. And then I added some extra ones that I believe hardly in. So,
Well, before we wrap things up today and go any further, tell us what do you want people to know about Merica Oil and you? First of all, please reach out to Franz on LinkedIn, and how can they get a hold of you?
so LinkedIn, Facebook, and the LinkedIn is my personal name, Franz Ronnie,
And that's RONNIE.
IE. Yes.
Okay.
There's a Snapchat
Yep.
because in the modern age, and there is I am creating Clubhouse. I'm setting that up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I heard that's coming back.
You
Or
know-
no, that's the other one's coming back.
It's like you talk about your company.
Oh, good.
And people jump in.
We
They just
don't
listen.
have Apple Finds.
They can. I'm figuring it out first before I even launch that.
That's that's interesting. A lot more oil company executives are reaching out to their to everybody in the industry now over and over that our platforms are giving rise to the top tier executives being able to interact with anyone that's interested in being a partner in what they do.
Who was it Chantel? Chantel, she was on JP Warren's show the other day.
Okay.
And she had talked about how we'd been so inundated with white papers and not having that interaction, or the big companies
Yeah.
stepping in and saying, hey, you can't talk on social media, you can't, get involved with people. And she said now those big companies are looking at the people. They want to see, they want to meet their people that work with them and that they're going to be working with, and they can see that who that person really is on the social medias. So you brought up a great point, both of you guys. It's huge now. It's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah, the fact that you're the president of a company, but you are on the level now where you're out there, making deals and getting the operations side of it done, but you're still willing to, hey, I've got time to talk to people and get them involved in the industry and, help them along their path as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it all comes down to people. I mean, during the fire department, I was an investor in oil and gas. I put into some working interest deals. And then from there, when I fell off a cliff on a fire in Lake Tahoe, it's called the Divide Fire. That's the fire if you wanted to look it up. Not very big. It was a couple acres, but still, fell off a cliff. That put me out again because I re-injured my ankle that I injured in the military. So I followed my investments. I actually went in the energy sector and oil and gas on the capital raising side of things. Mm-hmm. It was entry-level sales. And it was people. I was like, I like people. I can talk to them. I can go up to a stranger in the forest or anyone in public and just have a full-on conversation, probably grab some intel out of them. They don't even know I'm taking. So I was like, you know what? Let me go into oil and gas. I followed my investments. And then in there is where I realized there's such an opportunity for something to be changed, in my own opinion. Not saying anybody's doing anything bad at all.
Right.
I'm just saying in my own opinion.
It's just different.
Exactly.
Each company has its own culture.
Exactly.
Put your spin on it.
So my spin would be, one, I lost money on all my investments because I was, as you can say, I was only sold on the upside. I wasn't told about the risk, wasn't told about what could happen if production doesn't come in. I was just sold straight up on the upside during the fire. I was like, man, that's amazing. You're telling me I can give you 40 grand. I can make $3-4 grand a month.
I'm not going to lose a penny of it.
Sign me up. And it's all tax deductible. Woo.
Sure.
So from there, I lost my money during the oil and gas career I just started.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this while going in. Probably wouldn't have gone in if I knew that. But now that I'm in, I've learned, one, several companies, the investor isn't first. I'm not saying anything bad about that. It's just the culture's different.
Yeah.
Mine aspect is me being an actual investor. My motto is you have to trust the people you do work with or invest with. So my motto is investors first. By that, everything's transparent. There's no hidden fees. There's no waterfalls. Everything's right there on the prospectus. It's going to be in a PPM again due to legal terms. And you're not going to really find anything out later on at all, as how I had to find out, which was really disappointing. So that was one reason I created Merica Oil too, was to help veterans, first responders, kids, anything I truly believed in.
Because your company's giving back right now.
It is.
You have charities that are even on your website that you're promoting.
Absolutely. And it's fully approved by the charity. I've already reached out, did everything properly. You got the Semper Fi America Fund, which helps out combat wounded veterans. You have the Tunnels and Towers, which helps out widows of downed first responders or vets that get killed in the line of duty. They help with financials, stuff like that. And also, there's a child one my buddy created in San Antonio. He's a firefighter. I kept close with my firefighter buddies. He created a nonprofit called Fourth Quarter Pressure. Helps out kids. He has a football team for them, which we help out also.
That's awesome. And so you brought it from the kids to the families to the vets.
Absolutely.
And that's huge.
Also to the frontline workers in our country, the police and fire and medical, in case they get hurt or they're at a loss and for some reason their pension didn't go through or anything, then Tunnels of Towers is there to help.
That's massive.
And then on top of that, I do plan to expand it later where I would take an individual, like a sponsor an individual. This is just something I've been thinking, but I can't do it now. The company's not big enough.
Yeah.
When the company grows, I was going to sponsor either a veteran, a cop, firefighter, anyone that's like truly mentally just down. Take them in, like adoption almost. Get them ready mentally, put them through some courses, get them ready for a job interview. Shoot, maybe even if they're they're good, put them in my company.
Yeah, interns.
Yeah.
Pay off their debts, get them going, give them like a fresh restart.
Oh, I like that. That's huge.
So that's something I would like to do later, but that would require obviously some gains in the company and something that would be in the future.
See, this is our industry. I mean, we're constantly giving back to the community in every kind of imaginable way. I mean, it's just me and you, that are running these companies, and like, hey, we're people. We care about the environment. We care about, charity. I mean, we're without oil and gas. I mean, come on, our people are running the world and fueling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're part of that, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the service, not only from military side, but what you're doing and what you're planning on doing moving forward with this company.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
Thank you. And I've created a team around me.
Yeah, I mean,
like
hey,
yourselves and my partners, and
yeah, you're reaching out to people like you're supposed to be. And what's the next step? Like, what are you needing to do right now? Just fundraise, or
right now
you looking for
Merica Oil needs to.
Hey, look, we got another guest
fundraise.
coming in. Everybody, we're gonna have 5 more minutes of this with Jeremiah, part of Trace Management.
You can hand me that coffee. I'll move it out your way.
Well, heck, I was thinking you already had coffee ready for me.
I don't know if you like creamer or not. So
The first sponsor of this show will have coffee ready for you. How we sound, buddy?
Is it on?
Hello.
Yeah, you're
hey,
on.
you sound good. You got to bring it right up to you, though. There you go.
This is what I like.
How's it going?
Good.
You remember Franz?
I do remember Franz. How are you, bud?
Good. You.
Jeremiah is preparing. He's going to go on a race this weekend.
Ooh.
And I'm
What are
going
you
to
racing?
video.
I'm racing a 91 Nissan 300ZX. It's an endurance race at 16 hours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on a road course.
That's right up my alley. I love that.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, though, because I also double as the mechanic.
Okay.
Everyone on the
He's
team
turning
does.
wrenches and turning laps.
The
Yeah.
mechanic, the engineer, and the driver.
Tell me about how's the car pushing?
Oh, so for endurance, man, it's not about horsepower. It's about longevity.
Yeah.
Right. So our car has roughly 222 horsepower.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big mover. It's more about suspension too, because I'm making left and right turns on a road
Absolutely.
course. So
That course is actually set up like the old arcade game. I looked at that. It looks just like, you remember the one that we used to have back in like the pizza places? that had-
Pac-Man?
No, the one that had the steering wheel on it and everything.
Oh,
like the off-road one?
No,
Or certainly not Cruising USA. I wish it was. I'm going to jump over a bus or something.
No, the one that was, what was that one? Was it Crazy 8?
Cruise USA.
No, not Cruise USA.
No.
It was the one that, but anyway, the racetrack kind of made like it looks just like Hallett Racing. And it was awesome. So my son and I looked it up, and we're going to be there Saturday. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we'll go to the Okra thing on Sunday.
All right. Well, hopefully the car's still running when you get there. That's a couple other people want to come by. It's like, well, the earlier you come, the more likely you'll see the car running, because you just never know when you're running it at like 7,000 RPM or hard on the brakes in every turn. Like,
So those brakes glow.
oh yeah. Well, we've done a lot of cool stuff to this
Bilstein?
car. Say again?
Are we using Bilstein?
No, these that's suspension.
I know. Are we using Bilstein, or what are we using for suspension?
Takiko,
Takiko.
5-way adjustable with some
Okay.
coilovers. I bought
If they're
coilovers.
listening, please sponsor and give him more of these.
Yeah, or whiskey, whatever.
Yeah.
Brand your own whiskey.
The Talking Energy Show is all about free swag. So if you'd like to be a sponsor of our show, or Jeremiah's car, or Merica Oil, just reach out to us on every single platform imaginable,
That's right. Yeah.
and send us your love with whiskey and
You
car
can-
parts.
Yeah.
You got to tell
Car.
them your size, so that way I can bring y'all some swag too.
I am
so.
a large. Jeremiah is a schmedium.
Medium, heavy on the.
Mediums.
medium. I'm a large over here.
Well, good luck to you in your race. Please,
I'm a large.
Please be safe. Come back to us whole.
Yeah.
Dude, it's pretty. It's fairly safe. Like the car has a roll cage. I've got a 5-point harness. I've got fire suppression suit, which is like that thick. It's like FRs, winter
steroids.
FRs. Yeah, and then I've got a Hans device and all kinds of stuff that keeps you from whiplash if someone rear ends you. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's like this track probably only have 50 other cars on it at one time, but they're all amateurs.
Only 50.
So.
Only 50.
No,
Yeah,
the
just
race
50.
the race I did in November was at Houston MSR, and that one had 104 cars on the track. All you're doing is weaving in and out because you got 3 different classes of cars. You got really slow, medium, and then really fast. So yeah, we're a part of the fast group. So it's just kind of bobbing and weaving out of someone's minivan or a Volkswagen Beetle. No, it's crazy in the Corvette. Like, you don't know what you'll see out there.
None of these cars, by the way, are run off of solar power or
Electricity.
or
No
anything
way.
other than delicious, wonderful hydrocarbons.
I would actually argue no cars ran off of anything besides that. Regardless, it's just a longer exhaust pipe for the most part.
Amen.
But they are starting they're letting electric cars on there. I don't know how that'll work. You guys saw that
Whoa.
Tesla that took like 40,000 gallons to put out in Houston. Yeah, that's how much they poured on it. I don't know if that's how much it needed.
What?
Elon, I'm a huge fan. I saw you on SNL. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, he did it.
Don't get mad at me. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
That was a
Huge
good
fan
episode.
also.
Well,
No.
before we wrap this up, guys, let's do like a little segment on how about headline news right now? Like, what are you guys seeing in oil and gas news that's interesting to you?
Ooh.
What about the? What do you think about this pipeline shutdown?
You know, it's affected the East Coast for sure.
Does that hurt your feelings at all?
No, not really.
There's some people up there.
There is. I mean, absolutely it hurts my feelings, but gas prices are going up. We're going to fix it eventually.
Yeah, with more drilling in America.
More drilling, of course. Which just proves we need to up our game on production.
Yeah.
So we're around 10 something right now, which we went down a little bit. So we're at 13, I believe.
If it got up to 13, that'd be great. But yeah, historically, we provide about 13 million barrels.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Not right now. But we'd have. Yeah, absolutely. I think if we just...
Because, I mean, even their jet fuel was in that pipeline.
Yeah, the
too.
JP5 and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, whoa.
So, and that was by Russia already took the hackers out of Russia. What are the Endgame and I forgot what they're
Dark
called.
Side.
Dark Side. Thank you.
The
And
dark side.
It sounds like a Marvel superhero bad
Does.
guy, right?
But
One
they're
of the
the
movies.
they're the V for Vendetta is what they're trying to produce themselves as.
Yeah. I don't know if you're Robin Hood if you say I'm just after the money. I don't know how much they donate, right?
Right.
Whatever.
They do donate, so that
That's
is
what
a
they
big
say,
thing. Yeah.
right?
That's what I've heard. That's what
Maybe
I've
their
heard.
local car dealerships and Rolex vendors. I don't know.
The interesting thing, though, but most of that pipeline services a huge portion of government. Most of that's going to our government facilities to provide. Yeah. So it begs the question of why, and then how susceptible is our infrastructure, right, to that. So there's actually a lot of implications by the fact that they were able to stifle it because it is very important to our strategic independence.
So I'll even take that and go down the chip side. Chip shortage.
That is I would actually say that, and I don't know if you guys know, but 60% of all vaccines made in the world come out of India. The capsules we use to make pills come out of China.
Which are made.
Well, we've literally outsourced all of this to other countries and have really made us a global economy, of course, but we've taken away our ability to be independent on some of these things in the face of an emergency like drilling in America. We need to do that more and use that as much as possible.
Yeah, and that will help with the chip shortage. It'll help with the gas pipeline. It'll help with the manufacturing of cars here, which Ford is May 19th bringing out the Ford Lightning, all electric.
Yeah.
All electric.
Sorry,
Ford
guys. It's
Lightning.
always me in this equipment.
Yeah, F-150. Now, I don't know if it's like the old school, like what you and I grew up with. I don't know if it's the regular cab and they're just redoing it, or if it's their straight up,
I don't know.
But yeah, regardless, it just meaning that it'll help all of the industries, which in turn will help people get back to work.
Yeah, so a lot more natural gas being burned, which is the more the EVs come and tires. We make so many things outside of gasoline that people forget about that. Well, people don't really forget, but realize, gasoline takes up a big portion of the barrel, but we actually have a lot of other needs for it. And
We had family that I didn't know that the plastic beads, oil and gas companies were making these plastic beads overseas, and he was one of the CPAs for that. And literally, that is being sent out, and it's making North Face clothing, whatever. And they would take those processed beads from oil and gas wells after production, and then they would send it
I
out.
prefer North Frack clothing.
Yeah.
But it's
You get a nice hat.
yeah, they ship that stuff all over the world. I had no idea. It's that simple of stuff that you and I would never think of. Little pellets, and then that's being sent out to make all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about, so somebody was talking to me yesterday about, each little region of Oklahoma, like there used to be like a little power plant close to, there was tons of them, Kerr-McGee little power plants. I mean, why have we, I think it's mostly like the EPA rules and the infrastructure is just taking away the ability to set up, a refinery just about anywhere, and it leaves us vulnerable very quickly. If every little, say every county in Oklahoma had a small refinery where we could get all the fuel needs out of that, particular one. I mean,
That'd be pretty costly, honestly. Did you know there's a coal-fired plant over by the chicken shack?
oh, good.
Yeah.
I've seen it going out there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
another one up there. in the
Why is that
north.
though? I mean, why is it, if it's Oklahoma, don't you think we should have our own natural gas running our own power plants?
Well, yeah, I'm not. We actually have some coal in Oklahoma,
A
too.
little bit.
We
Yeah,
have
a little bit.
Little
a lot of it.
So, but no, I agree. I don't know. So you got the refinery in Ponca.
Yeah.
I guess that's oil, though, but...
What's that one in Ada? I think there's another coal plant down there in Ada, Ardmore area.
We have a lot of shows in our future that I just want to peel back the layers on what we're doing in our own state. Most of us.
Someone educate us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more curious now than ever. Now that I'm in the industry, like, wait a minute, where is all my power and where does everything that I use come from? And especially, what can we do on a state level or community level where I never have to worry. You look at Texas and the whole everything, failing the power grids and all that, and like all of a sudden I'm looking at my own state, like, what kind of emergency backup do we have? Do I have a generator at my own house fueled by my own natural gas? How close can the source of my fuel needs be?
Yeah.
Can I get it close where I can watch out for it as our own state? And then once we get to a place where we're not worried about our own energy in our own state, can we start helping others? Let's look out for ourselves first. Let's make sure our bubble's secure. It goes from community to and then nationwide. Are our own energy needs secure in our own country? No, they're not. We just saw that. But
And then the world,
simple
like
things.
India.
Can we export LNG out of Oklahoma with the Catoosa? Can we set up a small LNG facility there? Can we get ships small enough up and down that to go out
From
to
the
sea?
canal here in Oklahoma and go
I
out
know
to the
barges aren't ideal, but I mean it's a start. Can we get to small islands and countries off the coast with LNG? I mean there's so
We
much
actually
to
export
explore.
some.
We export LNG out of Oklahoma,
Not well. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
through
so much
pipeline.
goes through Cushion, but
Sure.
it hits the pipelines. Heck, there's
but that's not the same as our own ships coming out of say we set up a little LNG facility that we can put LNG on a barge and ship it out of here. It's an extra 2 days down the river, but at least we're not waiting on the coastal regulatory stuff to get started. In Texas and Louisiana, what is there, like 2 LNG plants fired up right now?
I don't know.
It's a possibility. The only thing was the bridges is that kills us on this side.
Sure.
And yeah, like I said, it would have to be small, and I don't know from the size of the thing. But
It's a
I
start.
loved it's a start. That's the thing. You have to have something to go off of. But that will take. That is another good episode for sure.
I mean, it could be
Anyway.
another pipeline or something underneath or something.
We could
That would be
pipeline
huge.
everything anywhere we want,
Exactly.
as long as our state is open to business.
Like I was driving back from Kansas.
At the end of the
last
day,
night.
it all depends on, hey, look, we should be able to do whatever we want business-wise. We are the best industry to take care of the environment. Anything that's when you're wasting money, you're also wasting environmental. You're wasting. Anytime we waste a resource, we know in our heads we're wasting money too. So that's our industry. Best efforts always is to make sure our resources are utilized the most economically efficient, and that just leads to other things. So you know, when we think of flaring, you know, you hear all these headlines and you're like, man, flaring, we know that costs us money. We don't even need regulations to worry about. We're already actively looking for technology to capture every possible cent for not just ourselves, but our investors as well.
I was actually going to touch base on that flaring. Imagine if there's a company out there, or create one, that would get the flaring. That obviously you don't want to spend the money on your natural gas infrastructure that you want to do because it's expensive to set up LNG for your drill. The company comes in, takes the flare, the natural gas you're going to throw away, and we can put that back into the market.
Oh yeah, it's happening.
What do you mean,
Yeah,
like
people
put it
are-
on the grid, like with
Something
the
along those-
generator? Or
I was
what?
driving back down from Kansas last night. I saw at least 6 flares going on.
It's right
Before
away,
I even
man.
got to OKC, the downtown.
It's right away, and like how big are the flares? Right, there's a lot. There's so much cost in order to get those pipelines and
There is.
time required. That's why you end up flaring it because it's just too costly to put a 13-mile pipeline in or something like that.
Yeah, so
Because
we need to work on getting the cost down and getting this
Or
infrastructure
put a
built.
generator out there and convert it to
Yeah,
electricity.
we talked to Baseline yesterday,
Yeah, I
mean,
and they're like, hey, you know, we can
crypto
create
generator.
crypto. Yeah,
Um,
you throw your waste gas. It's not waste gas, but throw that flare into a generator. Have that generator run something out on location.
yeah.
That's the Bitcoin.
That's
or what
always
have you.
yeah. That's the idea. There's cost associated, so you got to have there's so much to it that it because if it was super easy, everyone would be running their pump jacks off of
Yep.
it and whatnot.
But-
There's a lot of cost and how much how much it'll produce a day.
It's intriguing to me, though, that why we're not sending that flare gas, kind of taking everybody's idea here, and bringing it into the schools or bringing it into the city to use, because that would be a tax write-off. I
It's
mean,
happening. Eventually, that's all going to
Yeah.
be online, feeding it back into the infrastructure that's already out there.
yeah.
It's just a matter of, like, say, OG&E accepting electricity off of that particular generator, back
Right.
into the grid. It's build out.
Yeah.
I see it, and I'm just like, there's
There's a market for it, 100%.
an opportunity there. It's just we haven't figured out a way economically to figure it out.
Right.
But there's a total opportunity there that either you can have it where all the police cars, fire trucks come up, get their natural gas filled up in their vehicles, or a big truck comes up, fills up all the courthouses or something.
Yeah.
From
Like,
where?
a way-
From a wellhead?
Something.
I mean,
I'm just saying,
or-
there's a way, there's a market, there's an opportunity that I think hasn't been fixed because
There's a guy that's...
I think
he's got
I see
one.
Oklahoma's future, as a bright. I mean, like maybe like the way Aubrey was kind of steering us, like, hey, look, every car in Oklahoma we could run off of LNG. I mean, not LNG. I mean CNG. There's CNG fleets out there already, but I mean, there's nothing in the state we couldn't run off of natural gas in Oklahoma. I mean, we could be our
We could be the eco bubble of the world.
we could be at least like the little Oklahoma. Oklahoma should be Dubai, right? When we are sitting on a crap ton of.
Shouldn't even say
Gotcha.
Dubai, Alaska. They get
Alaska.
a dividend every year from oil.
There you
So
That's right. Everyone that's resident there.
so I work
we
for
are an energy powerhouse in
we
Oklahoma.
are, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I work for Chesapeake, I actually work for NOMAC, which was a subsidy of Chesapeake, and they gave me one of their trucks, the
LNG ones?
Yeah,
or
the CNG. Yeah, and so it's dual fuel. You had gasoline and that, and you could just flip the switch and go back and forth. Worked great, right? The only problem is, and I found this out the hard way, I'd always run, and I still do it with all my cars, is I pretty much run them all the way to empty, or unless I have a really convenient reason to go to the gas station, right? If I need something. That's the only time I fill up. I try to be efficient about it. So I pulled into the OnQ on fumes, and I went straight to the CNG terminal that they have at most of them anymore, and I filled that up first. I shut off the car first to do that, and I filled it up, and I went to start the vehicle. Would not start. So I'm at the CNG pump at OnQ, and the car can't start. It's just not set up to start off of natural gas. So I had to go into OnQ, buy a gallon gas container, walk out, fill it up at one of the pumps, then walk over to my truck at the other pump and fill it up with gas, or put a gallon in, and then drive over to the pump and put gasoline in it. So,
Oh, no.
yeah, it ran good though. The one thing I will tell you, so that was back in like 12 or 13, and Aubrey was really pushing that, and finally got the infrastructure, and they were starting to have that out there. But CNG prices went up.
Yeah.
Yeah, simultaneously, right?
We had a Democratic president.
But where it was almost same price at the pump as gasoline. Especially, it's not as efficient in burning as gasoline. So you only get about 80% of the power that you would off of gasoline. So if the price is anywhere close to gasoline, anywhere close, you got to look at that. But you could actually be losing value by running that. So.
Now, it does great as a helper for your diesel. I'm just saying,
Interesting.
If you want some horsepower.
Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and just thank each and every one of you for the jobs you do. Appreciate you guys being network family, friends, and customers. And Franz, I wish you all the best, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you. It was an honor.
Last plugs, everybody. Talk Energy Show. Ken and I do Fossil Fuel Fridays. Thank you, Trace Management, for the space up here to do this. And Jeremiah always helping me with all this technical stuff as well.
I literally do nothing.
He literally does.
He's just the face. He just makes it look pretty.
Yeah. And then, check out oilfieldtailgate.com. Right at the top, there's a link to the calendar that has all the Oklahoma oil and gas events and meetings, and there's always tons of stuff coming up. AADE, SPE, IADC, API. We have little social stuff going on all the time.
Thanks to the people reaching out to me yesterday at IADC about the calendar. They said they've been looking at it and loving it. So they're able to keep track of what's going on and be able to be at all the events for oil and gas.
It's going to be a fun year in our industry this year.
I'm looking forward to NAPE opening up again.
Yeah, hey, everybody get down to NAPE. They're going to have the big one this summer instead.
Can't wait to see what prospects they
Hey,
have out there.
NAPE, we're just going to reach that out there. You want Matt and I to come to NAPE and promote. I'm just saying.
Yeah, hey, anybody that wants us to come to their events and set up a table and interview you, we'll do it. We're excited.
We love it.
And you come back to us safe, everybody.
Did you tell, so for everyone?
Yeah, how do you get it? One more time. How do you get a hold of you?
MericaOilCompany.com. Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Facebook.
TikTok? You got a TikTok?
Yeah,
Not
you
done
beat me
TikTok
to it.
yet.
You beat me to it.
You guys told me that the other day.
Yeah.
I was like,
Matt can teach you. He's a TikTok.
All right. That's it. Wave, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
God bless.